What's wrong with your dog looking all gangster? What's up, Crip? What's up, Crip? What's that you claim? Do that Crip walk right quick. That ain't no Crip walk. Do the Crip walk right quick. Do the Crip walk, man.
Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
But the news that popped up for me is this whole Ja Morant situation. I need to ask you. I need to get your opinion on this whole situation, bro. Like, first of all, Shannon Sharp was already saying like you not a gangster. Already telling him that like beforehand.
I wish Ja would realize that he's not a thug. Ja is a really good basketball player. Ja did everything he could to lift himself and his family out of this type of environment and to get away from this. And for some reason, he wants to surround himself with these type of people. Why? Bro, you not hard. That's not your life.
And then I think before this incident happened, like he threatened like a kid with a gun, like a teenager. And then after that, he shows up on his IG Live flashing a gun like he's a gangster. First, I'm gonna let you what's your opinion on this whole Ja Morant situation? Ja Morant, for people who don't know, Ja Morant, one of the best players in the league right now. To give a fair comparison, he's like this era's Allen Iverson as far as how he plays on the court. To me, like
I don't think he's that good with the shot, though. He's that good with the shot. I would say I would more compare him to anybody that can dunk, because that's what I know him for. I don't know him for being like, come on, AI. That's a come on.
I know AI is AI. AI is one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah,
if not the favorite outside of Heat players.
Accolades. For you to know him and say AI, then I need to watch a little bit more of Ja Morant.
What I'm saying is like he's a point guard who is, I think, probably the best point guard, like outside of a Steph Curry and
Damian Lillard.
It's Ja Morant.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
but how do you feel about that, man?
I don't know what to feel about that. From being in the script club and throwing 50 bands. I think that was around.
That I don't care about. Like that.
Yeah, I don't care about that. But I also hear he pulled out a gun over there as well, which would made which would made the strippers get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, what you're saying with him on the IG Live, because remember, he had multiple times where he do something kind of dumb. I heard he went to his sister's basketball game and got into it with a 17-year-old and probably punched the guy or, whatever.
Gun out on him.
He pulled out a gun on him. But they were saying that they didn't really have no evidence behind that, no real videotape. But the security guard said kind of he know what he saw, basically, something like that. Right. Then you have this situation with him being
snitching but not snitching.
Yeah, I mean,
I know what I saw.
I know what I saw, but I mean, he had no ties to Morant,
Right.
And if it was true, Morant, you pay him that money, give him some hush money, and call it a day. So this wouldn't be a story. Right. But again, people, you're young, you're dumb, and you think that you're above the law, or you're not. You don't grew up in the social media area where you're a lot more relaxed behind social media compared to somebody like older like myself or Marcus or any other older individual. It's like we it's new to us. We didn't, it's we're new to social media. I mean, the social media area came with us, but we had a lot going on, and you guys were born into it. So it's a difference. It's like, night and day when it comes to us. I'm still kind of learning social media now. You feel what I'm saying? But I think even when it comes to these kids, they're like my son. He knows how to use the phone. Goes on YouTube. He's 1.5. You know how to go on YouTube by yourself and go to whatever. I'm like, hold up. But I gotta watch him because it's YouTube. There's a lot of things you can actually see. But yeah, man, it's a different era. But for me, with Ja Morant, like, very disappointed. Again, I have no problem with the script club situation, but damn, I mean, they got pictures, and that's another thing. NBA players do not go to that script club. For me to go to that script club and know that majority of the times in script clubs, they say no phones out. It's a social media era now, so I see a lot of videos of people in the script club. The girls dancing and this, that, and other, and I thought that was like a no-go. You get this from seeing me here. It's different now. So for them to put that picture out there on top of this gun situation, and I'm just like, it's like when it rains, it pours sometimes, or like it's just a last on fall with him. And for me, my understanding, my girls, her dad sent me a picture or something saying like if Ja Morant don't make the All-Star or like he's not an All-Pro, he's gonna miss losing like $39 million this year. Like if he doesn't become an All-Pro,
if he's not, if he's not All NBA,
like really. So that 50 bands is not really 50 bands. It's really like 39 million and 50 bands. And I think he won't really care. Everybody's gonna care if you lose out on that type of money. But guess what? It's different. These guys are $250, $300 million deals for playing for like 3 or 4 years, 4 or 5 years. You're still young. You look at it like, man, I could recoup that money. It's all good. Yeah, at least I'm still in the league. Yeah, at least I'm not like Gilbert Arenas. He brought a gun in the facilities, and I think they banned him completely out the NBA. So at least you still in the NBA, and at least you probably still gonna collect a check. Hopefully you still can be a all-star or something like that. But I think, some things need to happen to certain people, man, because like even with the Tory Lanez situation, even though I think that he was someone that didn't lie and didn't shoot the girl, but it said that you're guilty. But again, behind him, there was multiple stories
where he didn't do it.
I don't think he did it. When you give the star witness, which is your homegirl, immunity, and she, from my understanding, you got into a fight with her at the party. You got into a fight with her at the car. She was molly-whopping you. You ran to the car, and a few seconds later, gun went off. Why would you give anybody immunity that was in the car if they didn't do anything wrong? That's my whole thing is that was your state witness, and you went against the state attorney to say that on the contrary from what Megan or anybody on that side that felt like she was victimized. You said a different story, and that normally don't happen. That's in movies. When the state attorney puts you on the stand as their witness, they not putting you on the stand to kind of put a scissor or put a knife to their whole prosecution. So when you do stuff like that, it leaves me with questions and reasonable doubt. Everybody need to say he's guilty for just a few different things to happen, and it left some doubt. He may have done it, but it gave me some doubt. And but hey, unfortunately, it didn't happen the way he wanted. But using his story, it was stories that he got into it with multiple people, and they're like, he got the Napoleon complex because he's short and he's defensive and this, that, and the other. Now, in regards to Ja Morant, I'm using the Tory Lanez situation, not saying you're short or anything, but for you to have multiple situations that could have stopped you. Like you said, Shannon Sharp said you're not a gangster. You almost got into it with Shannon Sharp. Your dad almost got into it with Shannon Sharp.
And then Shannon Sharp still talking, and T. Morant, John Morant's dad, comes over. Had an opportunity to talk to T. Morant, and he said, my blood pressure didn't go up a bit.
And then a few minutes later, after you notice what's happening, you're like, yo, I am tripping. You feel me? The dad apologized. You know, I'm probably done holler that later on and this, that, and the other, because this guy, he could vilify you in the media. He has the platform to vilify you. Everybody fucks with you feel me, and Shannon Sharp. So if Shannon Sharp have a negative gripe towards you when he's on the show and they speaking about your team or you, he's gonna come up with a lot of the negative things. He's gonna be the Skip Bayless for you. How Skip Bayless is with LeBron, he's gonna be that with you. And you probably like in the moment you're not thinking about all these different things, you know, and you don't want that, especially for somebody in the media that has that type of following that people respect. He's highly, you know, and people respect a lot more because he say the things that people want to say to Skip, even though, you know, there's a lot of times where Skip make him look crazy. You know, sometimes you got to bite your tongue. And you can use
it goes the other way around too. Sometimes he be making Skip look crazy.
Exactly, but in regards to, you know, when Shannon Sharp was like, I got rings, and you act like you don't mean anything in regard to when he was talking about Tom Brady and he kind of sunned him on national television. Like it took someone that have a lot of composure, because I don't know if I have that type of composure, to not go off. But then again, someone that's older, no, certain people be baiting you to set yourself up, you know? And in regards to Ja, like you should have known that this can happen to people like you that look like myself. You should have known. You seen what happened to Kodak Black. He was possibly going to lose his son behind doing the same thing on social media, showing a gun on social media. They rushed his house behind that. Like, so, you know, he's in your generation. Y'all about the same age. If we talking about being young, there's multiple situations where it had a negative effect on a celebrity and you should have known better.
Yeah. And
I think that maybe that 39 million will make you see the light and make you turn around. And I'm nobody saying that I'm not saying he's this bad guy. You just make better decisions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just make better decisions, and hopefully that fine. I mean, you being suspended a few games is one thing, but you missing 39 million if you don't become an all-star, like you can never get that back. Even you can never get that back. And now they're gonna be like, you're one of these players that has a history of negativity. I don't know if I want to pay that for you. It's the same thing like Lamar. It's just not an injury. You know, Lamar, you know, you're injury prone, so I don't want to give you this money. You know, you normally have bad encounters with the law. I don't know if I want to pay you all of this money, you know? So again, the saga is going to continue in this situation. We'll see where it lands for him. But he'll be straight. It's not like he's going to jail. Like,
yeah. I mean, for me, it's the why, you know, what's the reason behind it? Because don't act like you ain't know that there weren't going to be repercussions if you show up on your IG live. Everybody's going to screenshot it, video it, or, you know, just talk about it. So don't act like you wasn't aware, you know. I mean, you young, but you ain't that young, you know, where you don't know what's going on. You got an agent, who I'm sure his agent woke up and just like, you know, just threw the phone, through the computer, was like, damn it, man, this guy.
He did it again. He's gonna be like Kodak Black. How Kodak, he be walking around with his attorney following him everywhere to make sure he don't do nothing stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah, John, get your agent to follow you around. You know, chaperone him like Jerry Jones did with Des Bryant. You feel me? So you won't get into no trouble.
Right. But the thing is, talking about people following him around, the people that following him around are looking out for him. Like, those are obviously his boys or whatnot. But, yo, if if you a celebrity, Wes, and I'm walking around with you, and I know you got that thing on you, I'm gonna take it away from you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I see like you are inebriated or whatever, you know, and you on IG Live, you taking pictures, you acting reckless, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna take this away from you. You know, I got you if something goes down, whatever. But like, I need to take this away from you. I'm like, they are not really looking out for him, and the people that are around you, you got to start to reevaluate what kind of benefit they are for you in your life, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to really kind of reevaluate. Of course, you can't just like straight up abandon boys that you grew up with or whatnot, which I think they are. But you got to keep them at a certain distance. You know, you can't be the ones that are going to influence you to do stuff like that. You got to have the wherewithal to know, I can't be this can't be my normal circle every day type of thing, because if it does, then they're going to allow something like this to happen again. I mean, the responsibility and accountability is, of course, it's on him.
I was just about to say
But that's something that he has to definitely consider. He definitely has to consider, the people that he's keeping around him, because if he keeps them people around him, it seems like that situation or something similar will happen again. And then the other thing for me is that, but why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you feel like it's important to be a gangster? You're already a millionaire. You're a superstar. You're all-star. You came from nothing because you were at Wichita State. Nobody even knew, or was it Murray State? One of these small schools like you came from one of these schools where nobody heard of this school until they saw you play. And so you came from nothing, you made a name for yourself, and you're one of the best players in the league. You have nothing else to really prove, especially on social media. So the thing is, it's like, why you want this attention? Like, that's the question for me. Like, why do you want this attention? Why does your ego need to be stroked even more? You telling me your ego is not already big enough with the fact that you got a huge $1 million contract? You're an NBA player, first of all. That's a very small percentage of the world that can say that. And then you're an all-star. You likely will be all NBA, but maybe not no more with this situation now. But you got, tons of followers, everything. Like, what is it inside you that makes you feel like, oh, I gotta prove something else? I gotta prove that I got a gun, or I gotta prove that I'm a gangster, or I gotta prove to this youngin' that's talking smack that I gotta put a gun on him.
I'm a wanna be down ass nigga. I'm a wanna be down ass nigga. That's the motherfuckers that you got the money. It's people like James Harden, and then you want to go chill with these rappers, like, you know what I'm saying? And even he was in France or Paris or with Lil Baby, and they got arrested, or some him being around Lil Baby, somebody got arrested. It's just like, yo, like they don't understand that the rappers look up to them. The rappers look up to them, and they look up to the rappers. It's just like, I don't think Jay-Z is looking up to like, like a celebrity, unless it's like somebody like LeBron James. But it's different because LeBron James do a lot of different things that any person that is a celebrity will still look up to them. But for Ja Morant, it's just like these people want to be down. Same thing like Tekashi. You want to be down and see what happened to you. You got kidnapped by your own boys. That's the real street guys. And then ultimately you turned out being the person who you was, a regular civilian, because you wind up snitching and you wind up doing this, that, and the other. And it's kind of understandable in his situation, because if you, my homeboy, and, we're crewing this, that, and the other, and you're kind of extorting me, and I know I ain't no street dude, and I ain't no street dude. So my whole reason for not exposing you is basically exposing myself for not being a real street dude. But it's either that or deal with that for the rest of your life. And, I think he just wind up, getting a breaking point and wind up, doing what he needed to do to, live his normal life. But again, there's always consequences when it comes to people trying to be down, people trying to be fake gangsters. I mean, you have Takeoff passed away. And for me, image-wise, I thought the way they be talking, him, Takeoff, Quavo, I thought that they were like real street. I don't know their real background behind that. And then now that he's dead, I see other podcasts or, famous people saying he was not street. So I don't understand. Like, damn, I'm hearing all of his albums, which is fire, one of the best groups of all time, but I thought he really was street. When you talking about pulling, his songs, they're not normally talking about guns, but they'll use a little bit of, talking about guns and, killing people, this, that, and the other. That is not their main focus in rapping, is making good music. But how can you talk like, you would do this, that, and the other, but you really not gangster? But again, you seen what happened in his situation. He wound up losing his life. Who said he wasn't gangster? Who said he was? Was it?
Not.
These people on podcasts, celebrities, they're like, oh, people like Whack 100, they're like, these guys is not gangster. And I know I'm giving a bad name because Whack 100, a lot of people don't even must be feeling him too. But that's the one person that I remember. I even think Academics said something around them lines too, but I'm not sure. He probably was re-saying or tweeting something that somebody else said or whatnot. But again, I could say that now because I know for a fact I heard people saying that they're not really gangster. They just celebrities. So again, you trick me if he's not gangster because I thought he was.
But that's if he's not gangster, because people you're gonna say stuff after the dude died though. Like, I don't know,
especially Whack 100.
Yeah, I don't know if you could take that like as 100% true, because I don't know, man. Like people have their own opinion on what's gangster and what's not.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, and out of all the three Migos, I think Takeoff was probably the most gangster. To me, what I'm saying? Because Quavo actually played sports and stuff, and when you play sports, you can't be all the way gangster.
John Morant.
Exactly to tie it all in. What I'm saying? Takeoff, I mean, you married Cardi B. She used to be a stripper. I mean, like how gangster is that? I mean,
he was in jail though. He was in jail for something. You remember when Amigos first started? He was in jail for like I think a year, maybe longer. But I don't remember what the charge was because I wasn't following them like that. Yeah. But yeah, man, man. Like, look, you need to see the light, man. I know. They say you signed up into to get some type of treatment. Now I'm like, I don't understand what type of treatment you need to get, but I mean, Marcus can be your doctor right now and be like, dog, why are you doing this dumb shit right now? You got all this damn money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not too much of, like, well, why are we going to get any treatment? Like, it's just like you need a reality check.
He do need something. He do need some kind of therapy because obviously, I'm pretty sure there's somebody who is having this conversation with him. His agent has to be having this conversation with him, but he ain't listening. So he's got to be going to some kind of formal session with somebody and be like, yo, what is really going on inside your head? Because you got all of this, but apparently you need more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I don't want people to say that his parents played a role in his upbringing because they made him go to the league, this, that, and the other. And not just that, he probably was raised right. But you got to understand, man, he's the one with the bag now. He don't depend on his parents now. His parents probably depend on him. And I seen that he bought his parents a house that's not too far from him. You think they could pay just the upkeep of the house? If it's like $1 million house, like just the taxes alone, boy, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg. So, sometimes people don't say things to that breadwinner because they don't want to get stiff-armed, because a lot of people don't like when people tell them the truth and they just eliminate that person out their life. So some people, they just look at the money like, Let me just be around them and be the yes man, or not even just be a yes man, but see things and just don't say anything, because it's not something that is my issue. Because when you're around your parents, everybody's on their best behavior. I don't care if you're the biggest thug in the world. Everybody's on their best behavior in regards to their parents. You feel me? You're not gonna do really no sucker shit around your parents. Pull out a gun around your parents. You know, your homeboys.
Parents is gangster too.
Yeah, you're right. But again, I mean, the guy went to Wichita or Murray College or whatever like that, and I think that like you said, somebody that's been playing basketball. People that play basketball, they play basketball probably their whole life, just like football. This is not something that you just chose to be a basketball player when you're a senior in high school. Those situations does happen, but it's a rare occasion. When you talk about basketball, you've been playing basketball since you was young, and if you're anybody like the people that I know that play sports, they have no time for nothing else but sports. They live, breathe, and sleep on sports. So.
Right, exactly. Just like I do, pretty much. And that could segue just to what I've been doing lately. I just came back from Greensboro, North Carolina. I